Hi guys, welcome back to next episode of Director's Chair. Today we're looking at the pioneer world of Ron Howard, so let's get into it. Welcome back to the next episode of Director's Chair. We're talking about Director today, we're talking about Ron Howard. Now before I do it, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell because algorithm. So today we're talking about Ron Howard. So yeah, I'm going to go through his movies and I'm going to tell you all about them. So let's start. So his first movie was in 1977. He did Grand Theft Auto. Now this was a red action comedy film, this starred Ron Howard, Nancy Morgan, Marion Ross, Peter Isaacson, Don Steele, and Clint Howard, and it made around $15 million on a $602,000 budget. I've not seen this movie. I don't know if it's good or not. Then in 1982, we had Night Shift. And now this was a comedy film. This starred Henry Winkler, Michael Keaton, and Shelley Long. It made $8.1 million budget, and this one was okay. So mostly positive reviews. So that's Night Shift. Then in 1984, we had Splash. This was a fantasy romantic comedy film that starred Tom Hanks, Daryl Hannah, Eugene Levy, and John Candy. Made $16.8 million, $11 million budget. It was a critical and commercial success, being praised for the acting, humor, and chemistry between Hanks and Hannah. There's been spin-offs like Splash 2 was a television film. And novelization was made as well. And there's been talks of a remake, which that was announced in 2016. As of 2023, they're writing the script for it. So I like Splash. I saw it a couple months ago on Disney Plus, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Then in 1985, we had Cocoon. This was science fiction, action, drama film. This had Dom Emick, Wilford Brimley, Hugh Cronin, Brian Dennehy, Jack Guilford, Stephen Guttenberg, Maureen Stapleton, Jessica Tandy, Gwen Verdon, Hertel Ware, and Tani Welch. It made $85.3 million, $70.5 million budget, and this one was actually good. I actually like this one. So that's Cocoon. Then in 1986, we had Gung Hao. This was a comedy film, and this starred Michael Keaton, and it made $36 million, $30 million budget. It spawned a short-lived TV show which only lasted for one season between 1986 and 1997, and this one had mixed reviews, but this is fine. Michael Keaton good in it. Then in 1988 we had Willow. Now this was a high fantasy adventure film, and this was produced by George Lucas. He wrote the story. George Lucas wrote the story. It made $137.6 million on a $35 million budget. It received mixed reviews from critics, with praise for the special effects and character designs, but criticism for its direction and plot. While not the blockbuster some expected, it turned a profit based on international box office returns and strong home video and television returns. A television series that served as a sequel to the film was released on Disney Plus in 2022, which that one was called Willow. Willow is a good movie. I've not seen the TV show, but yes, Willow also had Warwick Davis in it. They starred Val Kilmer, Joanne Wiley, Warwick Davis, and Bill Barty and Jean Marsh. And this one was okay. So that's Willow. Then 1989 we had Parenthood. Now this was a family comedy drama film. This starred Steve Martin, Tom Hanks, Rick Moranis, Martha Hampton, Keanu Reeves, Jason Robards, Mary Steenburgen, and Diane West. And this made $126 million, $120 million budget. It received positive reviews. The film was adapted into an NBC television series twice. One in 1990 which ran from 1990 to 1991. It lasted for one season and 12 episodes, and another one in 2010, which aired between 2010 and 2015. It ran for 6 seasons, 103 episodes. So yeah, Parenthood was good. I actually enjoyed it. Great movie, says Parenthood. Then 1991 we had Backdraft. Now this was an action thriller film. This starred Kurt Russell, William Baldwin, Scott Glenn, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Rebecca De Mornay, Donald Sutherland, Robert De Niro, man, $152.4 million, $4 million budget. It received favorite reviews, and yeah, this one was good. So that was Backdraft. Now there was a sequel called Backdraft 2, which came in 2019, which I don't know. I didn't know there was a sequel. So it's Backdraft. That's Backdraft. Then in 1992 we had Far and Away, which was an epic western romantic adventure comedy film, and this starred Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman, Thomas Gibson, Robert Prosky, and Cyril Cusack. With $187.8 million, $60 million budget. This was Cyril Cusack's final film before his death the following year, and this movie's fine. It's okay. Tom Cruise is good in it. Nicole Kidman is good in it. In 1994 we had The Paper. Now this was a comedy drama film. This starred Michael Keaton, Glenn Close, Marissa Tomei, Randy Quaid, and Robert Duvall. Made $48.4 million. And this one was good. I enjoyed it. So that's The Paper. Then in 1995 we had Apollo 13. Now this was a space docudrama film. This starred Tom Hanks, Kevin Bacon, Bill Paxton, Gary Sinise, Ed Harris, and Kathleen Quinlan. It made $355.2 million, $15 million budget, $52 million budget. It received positive reviews and received critical acclaim. And I think this is probably my favorite Ron Howard movie. I love this movie. It's based on an adaptation of the 1994 book Lost Moon, The Perilous Voyage of Apollo 13 by astronaut Jim Lovell and Jeffrey Kluger. And this one was good, and it's also based on the aborted 1970 Apollo 13 mission. And yeah, this one was good. That's Apollo 13, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. So that's Apollo 13. Then in 1996, in 1996 we had Ransom, which was an action thriller film. This starred Mel Gibson, Rena Russo, Gary Sinise, Delroy Lindo, Lily Taylor. It made $309.5 million, $70 million budget. It was the fifth highest grossing film of 1996. It was adapted by the original story came from 954 episode, The United States of Steel Hour, Tower of Decision. It was adapted by Cecil Hume and Richard Belbaum in the feature film Ransom. So I'm going for Donna Reed and Leslie Nielsen. And this one is good. I actually enjoyed this movie. So that's Ransom. Then in 1999 we had Ed TV. Now this was such a recall comedy film, and it starred Matthew McConaughey, Jenna Elfman, Woody Harrelson, Ellen DeGeneres, Sally Kirkland, Martin Lindlander, Rob Reiner, Dennis Hopper, Elizabeth Hurley, and Clint Howard. It made $35.2 million, $80 million budget. And it received mixed positive reviews, with some criticizing its similarity to The Truman Show, which came out a year before, but was a box office flop. And this one's good. I will say this: The Truman Show was much better than this. It's basically I will say that The Truman Show was a much better movie than this. But yeah, that's Ed TV. At 2000 we had How the Grinch Stole Christmas, also known as Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas with the Grinch. is a Christmas fantasy comedy film. The film was based on Dr. Seuss's 1957 children's book of the same name, as the first Doctor Seuss book to be adapted to a feature film, and the first of only two live-action Doctor Seuss films, followed by The Can of 2003. This was the second. This is also the second adaptation of the book after the 1966 TV special, animated TV special of the same name. This saw Jim Carrey, Taylor Momsen, Jeffrey Tambor, Christine Baranski, Bill Irvin, and Molly Shannon. It made $345.8 million on $123 million budget. It received mixed reviews, though Jim Carrey's performance received praise, making it the sixth highest grossing from 2000 at the time. It also became the second highest grossing holiday film of all time, behind Home Alone. And this one's good. This was my second favorite Ron Howard movie. So yeah, as the Grinch. Yeah, 2001 we had A Beautiful Mind. Now this was a biographical drama film. It was inspired by Sylvia Nasser's 1998 biography of the same name, and it's about the mathematician John Nash. And it starred Russell Crowe, Ed Harris, Jennifer Connelly, Paul Bettany, Adam Goldberg, Judd Hirsch, Josh Lucas, Anthony Rapp, and Christopher Plummer. It made $316.8 million and $58 million budget. This one's good. I actually enjoy this movie. Russell Crowe's great in this. That's A Beautiful Mind. Then in 2003 we had The Missing. Now this was a Western film. It's based on Thomas Edson's 1996 novel The Lost Ride, and this starred Tommy Lee Jones, Cate Blanchett, Evan Rachel Wood, Jenna Boyd, Eric Sherwig, and Aaron Eckhart. It made $38.4 million, $60 million budget. And this one is okay. It received mixed reviews after Missing. Then in 2005 we had Cinderella Man. Now this was a biographical sports drama film. Titled after the nickname of the heavyweight box office champion James J. Braddock and inspired by his life story. Now this made around. This starred Russell Crowe, Renee Zellweger, Paul Giamatti, Craig Burko, Bruce McGill, and Paddy Considine. It made $108.5 million, $88 million budget. It received positive reviews. And yeah, this was a great movie, Cinderella Man. The 2006 we had The Da Vinci Code. Now the Da Vinci Code was a mystery thriller film based on Dan Brown's 2003 novel of the same name. The film is the first in the Robert Langdon film series. This starred Tom Hanks, Audrey Tautou, Ian McKellen, Alfred Molina, Jurgen Prochnow, Paul Bettany, and Jean Reno. It made $760 million, $125 million budget. So yeah. Becoming the second highest grossing film of 2006, as well as Howard's highest grossing film today. However, the film received generally negative reviews from critics, and I like this movie. So that's The Da Vinci Code. In 2008, we had Frost / Nixon, which was a historical drama film based on the 2006 play of the same name by Peter Morgan. The film tells the story behind the Frost-Nixon interviews of 1977. This starred Frank Langella, Michael Sheen, Kevin Bacon, Rebecca Hall, Toby Jones, Matthew McFadden, Oliver Platt, and Sam Rockwell. It made $27.4 million, $25 million budget. It's by critical acclaim. The film underperformed the box office, and I like this movie. This is actually good. So that's Frost / Nixon. Then in 2009 we had Angels and Demons, which is an action mystery thriller film based on Dan Brown's 2000 novel of the same name. It is a sequel to the 2006 film The Da Vinci Code, and the second installment in the Robert Langdon film series. This starred Tom Hanks, Ian McGregor, Elliot Zura, Stellan Skarsgård, Pierre Francois Favino, Nicholas Tykaz, and Armand Mueller Stoll. It made $485.9 million, $150 million budget. It received mixed reviews. who consider an improvement of his predecessor. I like this movie. I like both movies. They're both great. 2011, we had The Dilemma. Now, this was a dark comedy film. This starred Vince Vaughn, Kevin James, Jennifer Connelly, Winona Ryder, Channing Tatum, Queen Latifah. Made $69.7 million budget to poor reviews and performed poorly at the box office. And yeah, this is not my favorite Ron Howard movie. So, um, yeah, so that's The Dilemma. Then in 2013 we had Rush, which was a biographical sports film, um, centered on the rivalry between two former one Formula One drivers, James Hunt and the Australian Nick Lauda. Um, during the 1976 during the 1976 motor racing season. Um, this starred Chris Hemsworth, Daniel Bruhl, Olivia Wilde, Alexandra Maria Lauro, and Pierre Francesco Favino. It made $98.2 million, $38 million budget. It received positive reviews from critics for Hemsworth and Bruhl's performances, Howard's direction, the racing sequences, and Hans Zimmer's musical score. And I like this movie. This one is great. That's Rush. Then 2015 we had In the Heart of the Sea, which was a historical adventure action drama. It's based on Nathaniel Philbrick's 2000 non-fiction book of the same name, and about the sinking of the American whaling ship Essex in 1820, an event that inspired Herman Melville's 1851 novel Moby Dick. And yeah, this starred Chris Hemsworth, Benjamin Walker, Cillian Murphy, Tom Holland, Ben Whishaw, and Brendan Gleeson, and this made $93.9 million on $100 million budget. It received mixed reviews from critics and was a box office bomb. I actually like this movie, so yes, hard to see. Then 2016 we had Inferno. Now this was an action mystery thriller film. Loosely based on the 2013 novel The Same Name by Dan Brown, it's sequel to Da Vinci Code and Angel and Demons, and the third and final installment in Rachel Langdon's film series The Same Name. It starred Tom Hanks, Felicity Jones, Irfan Khan, Omar Sy, Ben Foster, and Sidis Babid Knutston, and so yeah, it made around 220 million, $75 million budget. The film received negatives from critics, but so yeah, I like all three of these movies. They're all good in their own way. So that's a photo, and then 2018 we had Solo: Star Wars Story, which is a space western film, and yeah, this was is the second centering on the Star Wars character Han Solo. It's the second Star Wars anthology film following Rogue One, and the film stars Aldridge and Reichen, Woody Harrelson, Emilia Clarke, Donald Glover, Thandie Newton, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Jonas Suotama, and Paul Bettany. It made $393.2 million on a $275 $300 million budget, making a box office bomb. The film received generally positive reviews from critics, with praise for the cast, Barty and Aaron Rich and Glover, visuals, score, and accurate sequences, while some criticized the scoring and screenplay. It was one of the most expensive films of all time. It made $393 million, making it the lowest grossing Star Wars film. Well, no, actually, no, the lowest grossing live action one. The lowest one is actually Clone Wars, but I actually like this movie. Now, there's been talks of them doing a sequel, but given how it didn't do well, Howard confirmed there's no plans for a sequel. Now, I know a lot of people want a sequel, which I think if they released in December, it probably could have done better. Then in 2020, we had Hillbilly Elegy. This was a drama film. It's based on the 2016 memoir of by J.D. Vance, and it starred Amy Adams, Glenn Close, Gabriel Basso, Haley Bennett, Frida Pinto, Bo Hawkins, and Owen Azatalos, and it made $38,000 on $45 million budget. So yeah, the film was criticized for screenplay and direction, and yeah, this was on Netflix, and it was also in the United States. That was on Netflix. and this one is okay. Is not my favorite, but I mean, and then yeah, so it's okay. Then 2022 we had 13 Lives, and it's a biographical survival film. It's based on a Thor Lang cave rescue, and this starred Viggo Mortensen, Colin Farrell, Joe Edgerton, Tom Bateman, and it made around well, I don't know how much it made. This was released on Prime Video. It was released in cinemas, then it was on Prime Video. There are two positive reviews, and this one was a great movie. Yeah. So he has one more movie. Ron Howard has another movie coming out. Called 13 of Treehorn. It's based on the book of the same name by Florence Patty Hyde, and yeah, this one, I hope it is good. I heard Netflix are gonna distribute it. So I said that's Ron Howard. It's one of my favorite directors. I don't think he's made a bad movie. I think all his movies are good. So that is it. That is a pioneer award of Ron Howard. Guys, so watch my video. I'll see my next video. Bye.